How you doing, everybody? This your main man, Kel Breezy. I'm excited this week because this month of September has a Friday 13th, which means I'm wearing my Freddy Jason shirt. But anyway, so I decided since it's gonna be Friday 13th, what better way to celebrate than doing my very own ranking of the Friday 13th movies. So with that being said, with next month being October, meaning it will be Halloween, I will also be doing a Halloween movie ranking. I hope that the ranking on movies don't be as hard as it was for me to do the Friday 13 movies. Again, this is my own personal feelings, rankings. If you agree, cool. If you disagree, feel free to comment. But just please don't be threatening my life or my wife and kids, okay? Please, it's like I said, it's my own personal ranking, how I feel about the movies. So here we go. Coming in at you at number 12. Okay, guys. I'm sorry. I was kidding. That's definitely not going to be the first movie. Let's start this ranking from worst to best. So, but no, seriously, this movie next is going to be your number 12. And it's, yes, that's right. Number 12, A New Beginning. But hear me out before you guys just go crazy that's a fan of this movie. I'm not saying I hate this movie. It's just, it's my least favorite because, let's state the obvious. Jason's not the killer. Copycat killer. And his motives was kind of like thrown in there because it's like it didn't show that he already knew that his son was there. It's like, did he know his son was there? And just like, oh no, that's my son. Now I'm mad. I must kill people. So it kind of throw it off. Some of the main characters not really memorable, but he had a few. Reckless Reg and his scream was cool. Then the redneck lady and her stupid son. That was cool, but for the most part, this movie and his kills was kind of hit and miss, just like this movie's hit and miss. So, sorry in the beginning, you are number 12. No hard feelings. Remember, please, this is just my personal feelings of rankings of these movies from least to favorite, okay? Coming at you next at number 11. That's right, number 11, Jason Goes to Hell. Um, it was just kind of a shit show of a movie to me because it's a step up from A New Beginning because Jason was actually in it, kinda. I mean, it just was weird how sudden after all this time you finally want to throw in a mythology to it, make like only way Jason can live forever. This little demon gorp of his just keeps changing bodies to find a Voorhees body so he can live forever. Then the whole mystical dagger that can kill him and send him to hell. It was something different, but it just kind of made me feel like, because how did he get from the end of part 8 to now he's back at Camp Crystal Lake full body? So it's like the gore was good, the kills were a little more extra. So yeah, it was an okay movie, but definitely not a favorite. So going into my next one and coming in at number 10. That's right, Jason Takes Manhattan. And if anybody's a fan, please just hear me out why this movie's ranking, because it was a whole lie. Jason did not take Manhattan. If you did anything, that dude took a cruise ship. I mean, he did like maybe what, one shot of in New York when he was in Times Square, but most part he was on the ship, and it kind of rubbed me the wrong way because I didn't know Camp Crystal Lake would flow into an ocean like that, and I don't know. I don't want to try to make too much sense of it, but they just kind of stood out, and the characters not really something you remember. It was something different than just camp counselors and all that. But most of it was on a ship, so it wasn't really much of Taking Manhattan. It'd been cool if they had some more shots of him in New York and killing people. But and then the ending that he took his mask off, his face just like a mixture of the Toxic Avenger and Swamp Thing or some crap. I don't know what that was about. The sewer, and then he turned to a little kid again, and Jason was Asian. I don't know what was going on at this one. Oh man, so that's why it is where it is on my ranking. So, and with that, coming in at you next with at number 9. Okay. I know with number 9, with part 3 being where it is so low in the ranking from worst to best, I know people's gonna be upset, but please, just listen. Hear me out, okay? For one, okay, I know when it was made in the 80s, but the 3D in this movie, it kind of sucked, and it was kind of obvious that it was like weird 3D and had the strings coming at you, and then that head that he smushed up was like the worst prop head ever, and then you could see the string popping out, and it was, and then it had some worse acting with the lady when she'd run down the steps. Oh my god! Oh my god! It was the worst acting at this whole series, and there's a lot of movies and a lot of acting. For that to be the worst, that says a lot. And yeah, I know, okay, Jason, he got his iconic mask. Cool. That's probably like the highlight of this whole movie, he getting his mask. And then it kind of copycat some of the ending from the first one, you know, with the lead girl, Chris, going to get into a canoe, and then, oh, she falls asleep and she wakes up, and then it's, you know, oh, something grabs her and take her underwater. Okay, kind of weird. But fun fact, if you really think about this, parts 2, 3, and 4 kind of happen within days apart of each other. Just go back and watch it, and you'll see what I mean. So yeah, so sorry part 3, but yeah, you really just didn't do that well as far as movies, and so sorry guys. And coming at you at number 8. Okay, Freddy vs. Jason, number 8. Please, please, again, let me explain. They had a good plot, good idea with Freddy trying to come back and using Jason to bring fear. Good idea. And, you know, the time we got with Freddy vs. Jason on screen was cool. But everything else, the characters, they were so cheesy and kind of bland, really didn't stand out. Like a typical stupid teen movie. Yeah, so yeah, those characters suck, and I didn't like the fact like when people was coming flying across the air when every time they get hit, it's like you're making these guys like super hero, super villain type action, you know. And then the point that they were trying to say that Jason is afraid of water. After I've seen so many movies of him in water, swimming in water, killing people in water, and coming out of water, it's like I don't really think that he's afraid of water. But the fight scene with him and Freddy was pretty epic. And that's about as far as good as it gets for Freddy vs. Jason. Alright, coming in at you with the next movie is... Okay, I know already, I already know I'm getting people clicking away and saying, oh man, your ranking sucks, it's not what it should be, you got moves in the wrong place. Again, please just hear me out. Part 2, I know, Jason makes his big debut into the series. Finally, we get in their son, and she's been talking about, kill her, mommy, kill her. Okay, we get it, but he really wasn't just really good at it yet. It's like until this is his first outing as a killer. Like he was running in overalls, like a country backstreet Alabama. Sorry, Alabama, but with the overalls and the sack on his head, and he could tell he wasn't really good at it because he was making mistakes, falling, stumbling over, and he fell for the old. Listen to mommy. Listen to mommy. You did good, Jason. You did good. You can stop now. You made mommy proud. He fell for that rookie mistake. I understand love for his mother, but he fell for that. So, yeah, and it's kind of remind me of part 1, you know, a little, sorry, but it had a cool kill, you know, with the guy in the wheelchair, and then, woof, and he fell back all those many steps, like the steps from Rocky. That's how many steps it looked like. He fell down those steps. I don't even know where those steps came from. I don't remember seeing them. But that was the cool part, killing the movie. And fun fact, the two that was making love when Jason got that 2-for-1, the girl was underage, so that's why they couldn't really just show too much nudity or anything in it, because she was underage to be in the movie and show any body parts. So they had to improvise and do what they did. But yeah, this is not really just one of my favorites to see. Alright, let's see what's next on the countdown. Okay, I know you're some wondering where some of your favorites are ranking and why some of your rankings where they are. But with a new blood, I'm gonna say this. This version of Jason is probably my favorite because he looks so badass with all the wounds and the cuts on the broken mask, and with the spine out. He was pretty badass, and Kane Hodder, all props and praise to you because you really sold this movie. You showed what you cared about the bumps and hits and beating you took in this movie. But for the most part, this movie, the kills were kind of watered down, not too memorable, because there's a lot of parents and people complaining about how bloody and gruesome the kills are in the Friday the 13th, which they're supposed to be. It's a horror movie, it's a slasher movie. So it kind of got watered down, and the characters not remember other than the rich girl, pretty girl, bitch, sorry, excuse my language, Melissa. she really sold it. So it made me think, is she really a bitch in real life? But she did good, and of course with Tina, everyone to be. But she did her thing, and she really fought back with Jason. Gave him another one too, and then the ending with her dead dad coming back from under the water and taking Jason down and killed Jason after all the beating he took. That's the best they could come with. But for the most part, I liked it how he just really showed that he's full blown like zombie walking killer guy in this movie. Like I said, spying out the man, it really like they put fear in your heart, and it's really at that point it really starts separating him from how he looked in his other ones. So that's why New Blood, I give a lot of props and respects to it. So going forward, what's the next movie gonna be? Okay, Jason X again ranked a little higher, but please, again, hear me out. Because if you just stop and think about some things I'm saying, you will kind of understand it, why I'm ranking them and why I like what I do. Yeah, I admit, Jason X is more of a sci-fi movie than more of a slasher movie in the spectrum of movies. But aren't you glad they decided to go a different way than the usual killing camp counselors and on Crystal Lake? They went a different route. They took their chance. I admit, the set and the props wasn't that good. It looked like a regular old 90s space show like on Nickelodeon or something for kids. But like I said, they went a different way, and they gave us two versions of Jason in one movie. And both Jasons were pretty badass, and they had a lot of girls kicking ass in this movie. One just one. They had two. Of course, the leading lady, and then that robot that blew Jason to pieces. Ah, yes. They had a lot of good movies, and so hey, I mean, I like it. They went a different direction. They actually succeeded in going a different direction. It tied in. It was a pretty good movie. Once you just really sit down and watch it and just appreciate them for doing something different. I like it. I love the kills with the girl smash her head and liquid nitrogen. Possibly one of the best kills in the whole series. And then the characters, of course, one too memorable, and it's a little campy with the little punchlines when the girl got sucked through the hole before she died. Oh, this sucks so bad. It was kind of funny, and they went with like, oh, so, but it's a pretty good movie for the fact they went and tried something different. So, with that said, I'm going ahead and just going to keep this ball rolling with the next movie. What could it be? Okay, I'm pretty sure at this point, a lot of you are wondering, at this point, my ranking is starting to get a little weird, because number one, part one and one started off, you would think that it would be number one. But no, hear me out, guys, seriously. It's kind of a rip-off from the Halloween movies. Some agree, most agree, a few disagree. Me being a bigger Jason fan than Michael, I didn't want to agree at first, but as I got over and realized and just took it for what it is, I'm okay with it. It's still a good movie. Killer, mommy, killer. And it's fun fact, did you guys know it's not it's actually kill, 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 look it up. I'm not lying to you guys. That's really what it is. But in the movie, it sounds like but it's just really her echo of killer, mommy. It's just kill, 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 but it comes out the way it did. Fun fact. For the most part, it has a good kills, but none of the characters really memorable. I respect it for it. I understand that it's a low budget movie. We're gonna work with what we got. It's a great way to start the series. That's why I got it where it is on my ranking. But it's definitely not number one favorite quality. I like how they had the hidden who's the killer type thing. That was cool way to start it. But hey, originality, like I said, kind of rip off of Halloween, and then the characters really memorable. So there it is. It's where it is. Where it is. And I know for sure with this next one, you guys are gonna be wondering what the hell, Markel, especially people that know me. So I'm just gonna get into it. I'm just gonna go into it. Please come on. Just next one, please. Next. Okay, let me explain. I know a lot of people that know me know I can't stand remake movies, but please, I'm gonna take my time to try to explain to you why the remake outdid the original. Okay, please, just let me explain. For me, in some ways, it's a remake and it's kind of a reboot. I like the fact they didn't take that much time to show how his mother and everything, how he got machete in the mother head, how he was there. They just a little snippet, little quick thing. Alright, on to the next. I also like the characters. You had a lot of fun characters in this movie that you can relate to. The two cool guys, comic relief guys, two friends. And you know, I like the brother and sister bond that they had, the characters had. Like, oh, my sister, I gotta find my sister. He really dedicated to finding his sister. And I like this Jason, because if you think about it, a kid that grew up in the wilderness, trying to survival of the fittest, don't you think he would learn how to set traps and be vicious as he was? Because how he had her in that sleeping bag hanging over fire, that was pretty vicious in the bear trap, and he was agile running. It was pretty freaking cool. Jason, how he set traps for people and have people set like victims, trying to, hey, if you want him, come get him. He's your friend. You don't want to leave him hanging. There was a lot of cool stuff shooting bow and arrows, so he made me feel like that's how Jason should have been in the wilderness for all those years, surviving on his own, preying on victims. Like, anybody who come in my camp, who come in my woods, this is what's gonna happen to you. I'm vicious, I'm dangerous, I'm agile. And to me, the sack on his head in this one was way better than part 2. That other one part 2 was ugly. And then the mask, how he found the mask and wore it, yes, a lot of good kills, just a good remake. And I'm not a fan of remakes. Trust me, I'm not. But this one pretty much was done right until they took their time. And I was kind of hoping that we could get a sequel. But if we do, we do. If we don't, we don't. Hey, it is what it is. So please respect my feelings and thoughts, and don't try to find me and kill me, and don't be upset if I delete some of your comments if they're too harsh. So, alright, let's move on with the next one. Got 2 more. Which is next? Can you guys guess it? Can you guys guess what's next? Oh, don't worry about it. I'll just go ahead and show you. Go ahead. I'm going to show you guys. Jason Lives, Part 6. I know some people think that this should be number 1, but it's number 2 because it's a good way to how to introduce him back into the movie, into the series after he's been dead. And you bring back probably after Jason, the biggest known character in the Friday the 13th series, Tommy Jarvis. He's back, he's more mature, and even brought a friend with him who suffers a heartfelt death. You see the movie, you get what I just mean by that. And you know, when Jason ripped his heart out. Jarvis, you mean, you know, Tommy Jarvis' friend, you know, Horace, heart ripped out, you know. Watch the movie. If you haven't already seen it, you'll get it, the joke. It's heartfelt death. But anyway, and brought him back like he was actually like a Frankenstein. Lightning, and then the kills were cool. Jason was badass. He was back to Camp Blood, as they called it. And you got a good relationship with the sheriff and his daughter, how he wanted to protect her, protect the town from any thoughts of Jason being back. And the sheriff was pretty badass. He loved his daughter, even though he did point a shotgun at her. And I probably would piss my pants if my dad held a shotgun to my face. But it just showed that Tommy was very persistent in making sure that Jason is gone this time. And some of the kids weren't really remember all the characters, but they did a couple of fourth wall breaking throughout the movie. Like I said, it was a good comeback for bringing Jason back, because after part 5 where he wasn't in it and he was been dead, cool, and even got a mask again. And if you remember, after the title card and everything, it was kind of like a 007 kind of intro. You know, went to Jason's eye and he had him walking across like 007 instead of a gun, knife. Like I said, it was a good, fun movie. It had some good kills. How he bent the sheriff back, and it just shows a lot of the character development, and it took time with the main girl and Tommy Jarvis. I like the movie. That's why it's ranking where it is. Now, last but not least, coming in at number 1. Before I introduce the number 1 movie, remember, my thoughts, my feelings of my ranking. Next month, I will most definitely be doing the Halloween series. Again, I just hope that it don't be so hard to do these like I did this one. I had to change this ranking for the Friday the 13th at least about 4 or 5 times just to record this one. Oh, jeez. So, coming in at number 1. Alright, finally, last but not least, coming at you, number 1. Friday the 13th, part 4, the final chapter where Jason was really supposed to die. And that's like I heard and read that that's the only reason that Tom Savini came back to do the makeup and all the blood and gore stuff, because they told him you get to kill Jason. Which it had a lot of good blood and gore, which Tom Savini is a great artist and what he does. I would give him all the props in the world. This movie has some good kills for some character that's really not memorable. Crispin Glover was in it. Dad, Back to the Future. George McFly. McFly, is this thing on? Had a good kill and showed some pretty sweet dance moves. And he got Ted, where's the corkscrew? In the hand. There's your corkscrew. And then meat cleaver to the face. A lot of epic kills in this movie. Some off screen. The best probably off screen kill with to the dominant twin sister in the back. Oh, when she was mad at her sister because her sister wanted to stay up there and do nasty stuff with Crispin Glover before he died, and she got pulled out throughout the window. This was cool. Like I said, a lot of characters that you don't have to care about because the main people you should care about, the Jarvis family. Tommy Jarvis, where he made his debut into the series, and his sister Trish, where she did anything she could to protect the little brother. That's a great relationship that they showed in this movie, because she even busted TV over Jason's head to protect Tommy. She left the house to lure Jason away from Tommy, and she even jumped out of a window from a second floor. That's some true dedication. And she even took a couple swings at Jason. Was pissed because Tommy didn't leave the house like he's supposed to. Tommy held his own too, with shaving his head and trying like a younger Jason and fooling him. Jason, remember, Jason, remember. And then next thing you know, machete to the side of Jason's head, and he's landslide down that machete, which like I said, was supposed to be in the final chapter, but as we already know, it wasn't. And in a way, I kind of hope that we do get some more Jason movies, hopefully with not a remake, but kind of just keep going with it, get some new fresh kills, probably some of the kills that they have from the Friday 13 video game. If you don't have that game and you say you love the Friday 13 series, you're not a true fan. You had the game play, it's a fun game. It ended because of some lawsuits, whatever. Also, remember like I said that part 2, 3, and 4, they happened within days of each other. Seriously, go back and watch and you will see what I mean, because you know the way part 2 ended, and you know these movies in the beginning, they had a good thing with recapping. So, at the end of part 2, you know how it ends. Then part 3 picks up where part 2 ends, with him getting the machete at his shoulder and go find his new clothes and killing the mom and pop at their grocery store. Then part 4 picks up with Jason in the barn with the X in his head, going to the hospital, and he wakes up and kills a couple people in the hospital, and he leaves. I don't know how it's hard to miss this big dude with a hockey mask and a wound to the head from an axe, and he just killed people and just mysteriously walks away. So those how I know those movies tie in together. Like I said, part 4 is definitely my favorite movie. I can watch over and over again because it's a good fun movie and some good kills and Jason doing his thing, because I feel like part 4 is everything part 2 and 3 was trying to be, but they mastered it with part 4. Again, these are my thoughts and feelings of the movies, the series, my ranking. If you agree, cool. If you disagree, do your own ranking, your own video, or comment at the bottom. You think the ranking should be. But either way it go, it's my ranking, my feelings. Again, hope you guys enjoyed the video. Again, next month, I'm going to bring you guys the Halloween series. I'm not sure who's going to be after that, because there's so many series that I could do. And they're not going to all be horror movies, guys. So they're going to be different kind of genre of movies. So be looking forward. I'm trying to do one every month from here on out. I don't know how long this is going to last, but enjoy while it does. Again, this is your main man, Kel Breezy. One love. I'm out of here. Stay alive, people. Happy Friday 13th.